we've used before, but it looks just like any other server, as you can see. I even kept my start of authority is just going to be my normal name, ns1.thegummibear.com, so forth and so on. You understand all those. I would just copy those to what I already had. The only new stuff, so we have to add NS records for that domain as well. The new stuff we have is a PTR record, which we haven't looked at before. A PTR record is called a pointer record, and all it is the reverse of what we've been traditionally used to, except with this huge caveat that this is the #1 mistake that folks make. Look at my fully qualified domain name. What's at the end of all of them? A dot. If you don't put a dot, it's not going to work. So you have to put, so you're going to add NS records for this domain. This is just a domain like anything else. And then we're going to add PTR records. So now I'm saying, all right, 165 is the one we were dealing with. Pointer record, www.thegummibear.com dot. And this is pretty easy to spot too. If you were to restart your, well actually it's not. If you restart your bind without having the dots here, it might actually load and you might wonder why the dig tests aren't passing. But I'm warning you now, just make sure there's a dot at the end of all your fully qualified domain names. Okay, restart bind. I'm going to go look at my syslog, and oh, I was missing a semicolon somewhere, so I went back to named.conf.local. I always forget this semicolon, that's the end of this block right here. So I put that semicolon in, there it is. I restarted bind again, looked at my syslog, it says, oh, I'm sending notifies for the gummy bear, for round, oh, I sent notifies for that as well. So that looks promising. Before I even go configure the slave, I'll just do some tests to see if it's working. I do the dig test that I showed you at the very beginning, this special reverse address, and it gave me back, it says, oh, I've got a PTR record for that. That points to www.gummibear.com. And those are the name servers that gave me the answer. And get comfortable using dig, and I've said that before. If it says no error, that's good. If it says error or NX domain, that's a problem. Okay, so there we are. I still need to go fix the slave. So on the slave, here I am on the slave. I went over to named.conf.local. We added the exact same thingy again, the zone declaration. Except we'll change the slave, we'll change the file name again, so it just has a relative path. But I just copied that down and did that again. Restart bind, look at my syslog, make sure it loaded okay, transfer connected, transfer success. That sounds okay. I'll do my dig test against the slave. And it did come back with the correct answer. And so the slave appears to be good. But I would test for all 7 of your machines, or however many entries, however many PTR records you put in. We can look back in our transfer logs, in our syslog on the master. We can see that the transfer went through, the transfer ended. We still aren't hooked into the DNS hierarchy though. At this point, they have to ask our name servers directly if they can do that resolution. To plug into the DNS hierarchy, you need to send me a message, which is in the next set of slides. So how do we get into this DNS hierarchy? Right click. Okay, so you have to send me an email. I don't care how you send me this email. You don't need to use the mailx command, but it has to be in this exact format. Probably the same subject line. And then you'll have your range, and after your range, space, and in square brackets, so you will type a square bracket, you will put your name servers there with a dot at the end of them.
Because you're just going to copy it and use them.
Yep, so all I want to do is I get that email, I highlight it, I copy and paste it into my bind configuration so that I can delegate to you. So I want your name servers. I'll email you back saying, okay, I've delegated to you. Then you can do some more tests, like, oh, this is actually the short way of doing the dig test. Instead of typing out that long in addr.arpa, you can say, just do a reverse lookup for the following IP address. That's a shorter way of doing the query I did above. And whatever, and give me back a PTR record. But I would test against like Google. Is Google name servers able to resolve those? And if we test Google, then we know we're injected into the hierarchy correctly and things should work. So once again, basically all you have to do to register from me is send me an email that has, oh, and look at the very end of this, there's a comma at the end of that line too. So this is the full line. I don't know what, it kind of wrapped to the next one. Well, actually, you can put it on 2 lines, it doesn't matter. I just need to be able to highlight and copy and paste this second line. But the first line indicates to me what your network range is. So put them on 2 lines, that's great. So that's our DNS reverse. Wasn't that super exciting and straightforward? Yep. Now, the common issues here are, is if bind isn't working for your other domains, it's obviously not going to work for this one. You need to make sure bind is running and it can answer these queries. And that, and I think I said this before, for the final practical, so there's 5 practicals. For the 5th one, you should have all your machines up and running, everything working well and fine, and if all your assignments are passing, that test might take you 10 minutes. If all your assignments are not passing, it might take you a little longer. So, anyway, just forewarn you.
Practicals, say that again.
For the 5th and final practical, anyway, I guess I just say that because all your services and machines should be up and running by that point and working well. And if all your assignments have worked, then it really won't be that much of a...
Because it's going to be using? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah, so the other practicals, I will give you virtual machines, and you'll have to do some configuration on them. On some of the practicals, I'll give you a virtual machine, and you will have to use your own virtual machines together. Like maybe I'll give you a virtual machine, set this up as a web server, and then go add an A record in your bind configuration. So it's using both. But I think on the last practical, I think it's just using your stuff completely. So anyway, I don't know why my mind deviated to that all of a sudden. Well, whatever.
For that. It is good to knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, so reverse DNS. Ah, am I caught up now? Told you. Wasn't that far to get caught up. Okay, not quite. I'm on. I finished Monday. Now we're on. All right. Okay.
So next week we're going to work on what we have to do Monday, DNS reverse, and then webmail, and then...
No, I'm going to talk about webmail right now.
Oh, so is that
Unless anyone has any questions before I move along. So that was DNS reverse. Let's look at our assignments. So, DNS reverse, I don't think I need to say anything there about the assignment. There's my format of the message again, you saw on the slides. Configure your master, configure your slave. Every A record in your main forward zone should have a matching PTR record in your reverse zone. And that's pretty much it. Do your verification, do your validation, put a submission file in. And in the submission file, once again, you're giving me the names of your hosts and then the corresponding IP address that they should resolve to. And then I go do all the dig tests and make sure that they do indeed resolve to what you said in your submission file. All right, so, and the next one is really not that much either. So we're jumping back to email. What have we done with email now? We've done just a normal SMTP assignment. We've done SMTP remote, where you've done IMAP and Zazzle. And then you connected with a client like, whatever, Evolution, Thunderbird, some mail client.